Well, people, I've finally done it. It only took 9 months. Here's a review of The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan by yours truly. Aarav. The original Percy Jackson series was my first full book series, and it was frankly amazing. I mean, the world sucked me in. It was my first real fantasy series. Countless late nights where I stayed up and read it were some of my fondest memories. The fourth book, in particular, The Battle of the Labyrinth, was my favorite of the five. I am an avid shipper, so Perkabeth captivated me entirely. Perkabeth, okay. Well, yes. Every other scene kept me at the edge of my seat. So when my friend Sid turned out to be my secret Santa, I got my first Heroes of Olympus book, and I was ecstatic and eager to continue the series. I blew through the original series in like 4 months. I assumed that this would take a bit less than 9 months. So, yeah. But then I started The Lost Hero, and this was much longer than any Percy Jackson book I've ever read before. So I took 9 damn months. This doesn't really speak to my enjoyment of the book. I mean, I liked it, but I'm just a very slow reader, and consequential to my slow reading time, my memory pertaining to this book is quite foggy. But towards the end of the book, I started speeding up as much as I could have sped up. Uh, and I finished it, and I liked it. I had heard that this was the worst Heroes of Olympus book, and since my bar was so low, I was pleasantly surprised. It really wasn't that bad, but I'm still relieved that this is just the worst of it. Overall, I give the book a 75 out of 100. On to the characters. And here are the three characters. Let me start with Jason. So, well, let's just say I've heard a lot of criticism of Jason, specifically from Parthavi, and how he should go die in a hole while burning alive. So, like, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. He wasn't that bad. I just found him more bland than Riordan's average character. Compared to the heights of Percy Jackson, this guy is like butter on bread. Good enough, but like nothing special. I thought Jason was cool because he was the son of Zeus. Zeus. Whatever, my pronunciation is weird. I don't know. You guys flame me all the time. But yeah, or Jupiter if you're a nerd. Side note, I got confused by the Greek and Roman gods a bunch. But yeah, him just having the property of lightning was sick. I love lightning. But overall, of the three main characters, he was the one who interested me the least. Let's move on to Piper. And Piper was genuinely pretty cool. Upon hearing that she was Aphrodite's daughter, I wasn't that interested. I thought she was gonna be useless. But she surprised me. She was very independent and very to the point. She seemed like the most mature of the group, like the real captain of the ship. At the end of the book, she had a really big purpose, and that was really cool to see. Her family issues were very compelling to me, and it pushed the plot forward in very interesting ways. And now we move on to the real star of the show. All the ladies love Leo. He was definitely the coolest of the bunch, and he had the most entertaining chapters and scenes. His ability to play with fire was insanely cool. He fought off entire hordes of enemies single handedly, and it was very cool. He has a dragon, so I mean, that's just, it speaks for himself. And That is pretty cool. He was also incredibly funny, and there wasn't a joke in the book that didn't hit me. His past was also very intriguing. His father played a pretty big part, and he is definitely the backbone of the whole squad. And, of course, my favorite. And let's move on to the plot. At the start of the book, I was interested to learn about each of the new characters, but I was shocked by the absence of characters from the original Percy Jackson and the Olympians series at the beginning. As the book progressed, I should have been more engrossed into the book, but was distracted by external motivators. The book really got going for me once they left camp and things actually started happening. I have an attention span lower than a goldfish, but seeing the end of the book, I'm excited to see how the rest of the series pans out, as it feels like the series is much like its predecessor, seeming like it's gonna be one long narrative, unlike the previous series' mini plots. This is also my first third person narrative book series, and it was really cool to read. I enjoyed it a lot, and the swapping around of the characters' perspectives was a nice change of pace from only being in one character's head for the whole series. Otherwise, I'm looking forward for the next book, which I will try to finish faster so I can write a more focused review next time. And here's a summary or the overview. The book was not as captivating as the previous series, but then again, what is? It was slow at times, but maybe that worked in advantage of the book. And I'm just stupid. The book was good, but I wish I had finished it faster. It wasn't really something that was unput downable, but not every book has to be that way. I'm looking forward to the next book and the rest of the series. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.